So excited! Yes.
It's happening in 2 days.
2 days.
And,
Oh, wow.
it really does kick off like a whirlwind through the middle of April. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm dreading the laundry that I'm going to be doing.
A lot of re-wearing of clothes.
But we're gonna meet so many great people, and that's why we do it.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything you learned from the first leg that maybe you're going to change up this time around?
I think we're always editing. We're always
Yeah.
like changing and evolving. I think that's healthy.
We switched the set list a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
And we're playing some different songs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
How do you make that decision to change up the set list?
We get bored.
Yeah.
We get bored. Also, the most important thing is the fans. I mean, the audience. So we're playing a lot of different types of venues. So we kind of gear it towards how we think they'll respond and what's kind of worked or not worked
Yes.
in the past. So we're always kind of throwing stuff in there. We also we have a lot of fans that come back, to different shows, and we really want them to have a different, unique experience every
So
time.
true.
We don't want it to be the same exact show that they saw 2 months ago.
Right.
So
How does
it's
that feel when you meet a fan and they're like, oh, I've been to 6 shows so far?
It's amazing.
It's
That's
awesome.
so
And we
fun.
have- we
That's
have
our
quite a
farewell
few.
family.
Yeah.
It is.
We have
Yeah.
a group that kind of supports us.
It's kind
and
of like, what? Really, you like us that much?
Yeah. We
Okay.
have several people that fly all over the country and kind of come to like 5
Yeah.
or 6 shows per year. So
or if there's something big that you vote for.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, they're in our corner without
Yeah.
hesitation.
Yes.
That's amazing. That has to make you feel like superstars.
it's
awesome.
It
does.
We're
It's awesome.
very lucky.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any pre-show rituals aside from maybe some wine?
Off.
Wine. And then we do like a little handshake. We
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
each
Do a
look at
little
each other in the eye and
I always do like 20 push-ups.
She's
Really?
so weird.
Yeah.
In like her dress, she'll get on the floor and do push-ups.
Well,
Yeah.
and
ready.
heels. It's hysterical
heels,
and
yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So do you bring wine on stage with you too?
Yes.
Yes.
When we're allowed to.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we're not allowed to, we
Occasionally.
bring coffee on stage.
Right.
Water.
Right. Red water.
Red water.
It's the Women in Wine tour,
Right.
so we have to. I mean, we do play some schools sometimes
Yeah,
where we
yeah,
have
of
to
course,
refrain,
yes.
and we respect that
Oh,
rule
yeah,
at
yeah, we
schools.
respect
So I have to ask, do you prefer it in a glass or in a, Dixie cup?
I mean, take it how it comes.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. I also have to ask, you guys always look fabulous. How do you pick out your clothes for the stage?
We make Ashley do it.
It's my
Ashley
job.
does it.
Yes. It used to be my job for a few years, and when
She's so
she
liberated.
when she joined the band, we're like, oh my gosh, Ashley, you should totally tell us how to dress.
I mean,
She's
it's
so good.
it's
though.
easy because they all look good in anything that they put on, so
Oh,
it's
dear.
fun. No,
This is
but
why
it's
she's
a
a favorite
It's also really important to me that we all look like ourselves.
Right.
Like I don't want to. I mean, I do get bossy, but I don't
Sometimes
want.
we need it.
enjoy that. I'm
She
like, just
enjoys-
tell me what to wear.
But
I will wear it
don't.
rugged.
I don't ever want to, clash with what someone's personal style is. I
Right.
think that's really important to be yourself and to just to look like yourself. So, and I also want it to be real. Like wear stuff that's comfortable and that is easy to move on stage, especially for the fiddle players. I mean, they're rocking and rolling, so we have to adjust wardrobe based on functionality.
No like long dangly earrings.
Yeah.
bracelets.
Strapless
We've
dresses
broken a lot of
don't work
jewelry.
with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
That sounds like a learning curve.
It is.
You learn real quick though.
Mhm. Yeah.
So like I said, you're about to embark on the second leg of this tour. How did you decide? The EP release is the first date of the tour, correct?
It's
So how did
pre-order
you
today.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the 25th
Yeah,
is
25th is
the
it.
actual official release date. And we're
Yes.
doing a couple little parties. They're not little anymore. We thought they were going to be little, and our fans
Yeah.
and friends have made them pretty big. Just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
a good problem to have that we have run out of time to even have a Nashville show. So we're gonna eventually add on a Nashville show to the
February.
tour. But we're just throwing in EP release parties when we can. And the cool thing is the 2 that we're having right now are before it actually goes live on iTunes and stuff. So they're getting a sneak peek to the album that other people aren't getting. So
And how did you decide to include those in the tour?
You know,
Nicole's idea.
well, I mean, we have pockets of a pretty big fan base in different cities, but I was telling Zach and Heather last week, I can tell a distinct difference this year. I'm having venue owners like contact me saying, hey, we're selling out. Hey, can we raise your ticket price? We're being able to like sell like a 200 or 300 seater completely out in a lot of cities, and that wasn't the case a couple years ago. We were calling Uncle Joe to try to like beg that he would bring like his neighbors
Bring your
out.
friends.
Bring all your friends. And we still call Uncle Joe, and he still comes, but it just is, it's growing, and that's cool. So
I think every artist can probably relate to, like, you are so passionate about getting people to hear your music, and there's a certain drive that you have to do that, but then once people voluntarily are calling you to, we want to come to the show, we want to be a part of this train, so it's really cool. It's fun.
Yeah.
And what can you tell us about the EP?
gosh, the
Lots.
EP, yeah.
What do you want?
It's called Women and Wine, and it has 7 songs. We are all songwriters and wrote 6 out of the 7. The bonus track was written by Kevin Bacon, who's become a close friend of ours, and we've opened a bunch of shows for Kevin and Michael, the Bacon brothers, and it was just a really good fit for the record. Kevin wrote the song by himself, and we heard him sing it, and we're like, oh gosh, that's a beautiful song. It's the song's called I Feel You, and it's about missing the person that you love at home, but kind of carrying them with you wherever you go. And so that kind of fits all of us really well, and hopefully everyone that hears it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's
There's something for every mood and for every, like, we all had a say in what we wanted to say in, each song, and we co-produced it. So it has Farewell Angelina all over it, but it's a new kind of Farewell Angelina that's never, been out there before. There's an X factor, so it's pretty cool.
It's got the signature 4 vocals. That was super important to us to make sure that even when all 4 of us are singing, you really hear all 4 distinct voices and not just a lead singer and 3 people singing backgrounds, because that's not what we are. That's not who we are. That's not what this band is designed around. And so that meant instrumentation was different than a typical record and all of that. And we got to speak into every aspect of this record. And so it has a piece of each of us. And we kept our fans and our friends who come and see our shows all the time, we kept them in mind with every decision we made. And that was the most important thing when we were going in to record this record.
Fully funded by fans.
Yeah.
So they're the reason we made this, and they helped us make it, literally.
Especially the song choices, because we didn't want to just record songs that we liked or we were passionate about. It had to be ones that not only moved us, but definitely moved the fans when we were playing shows. And we just thought that was kind of not only a no-brainer, but a way to win. I mean, they funded the record, and we did the record for them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's symbiotic.
I think you briefly touched on it, but saying that it has a little bit of each one of you in there, I think that was my favorite quote, reading that about that. How do you kind of make that come together when you're 4 distinct personalities?
It's natural.
Yeah,
Like,
it hasn't been a challenge, really.
No, yeah.
I think part of it is something that we talk about a lot, is that we create moments on stage for each of us to shine. We each have our own thing that only, Andrea's got her thing that only she can do. No one else in this band can touch that. And we each have that. And so we want to highlight that and showcase that in our live shows. And we really got a chance to do that in the EP as well. That was so important. We are a band of friends, and we love those moments where the 3 of us step back and that one person is up there and they are just shining like the brightest star, because that's what they deserve, and the people in the audience deserve to be able to see that. And I feel like it's really shown well in the EP as well as in the shows.
It's led by passion. If whoever is feeling the strongest or most enthusiastic or most fired up about something usually leads the train on that song.
Yeah.
And they say, so here's what I'm thinking about how we could arrange this. And then everyone feels out and thinks about what that is, and we start working through it, and then
It just
sometimes
kind
we're
of
switching
falls into
parts and
place.
saying, well, I don't know, maybe I should sing this. And we just, again, working together, little democracy.
Goes a long way.
It does.
So since you've been on the road, have you been playing some of these new songs for fans, and how has the reaction been so far?
We have been.
We've been playing them for a while.
Yeah.
We've been
A couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so fun because we're all writers and all have written for other artists as well. But the chance to get to write songs for us and find our voice is amazing. And then also the chance to get out and play these songs live, because you know which songs are going to hit and which songs are not, because the audience lets you know. Like, real fast. Like, it's either, it's either.
and it changes every night.
Yeah,
so.
it does. So, but you know which songs are great because they tell you,
Women in Wine has been one of my favorites to play live, because we do a little survey beforehand, and the reaction, I'm not going to share it. You guys have to come see a show to know what that
Let's
little,
just say
poll
the
is.
men love the song just as much as we do.
It's just amazing, and it makes me laugh every night.
Yeah.
How's the fans been reacting just to the song in general, the single?
Good.
They love it.
Yeah.
We
From
play a
what we've
drinking
heard.
game. We say, when you listen to the song, every time we say women in wine, take a sip.
Oh, so she's going to do that.
Our favorite beverage.
Well, we enjoy it's fun to make them laugh too. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a certain
Yeah.
element. We have a good time on stage, sort of like poking fun at each other
Yeah. Oh,
and
man.
interacting with the crowd and
Roasting each other.
yeah, okay, Rose. But it's fun to hear them laugh. Like in the first one, they're like, "Oh, there's sort of a joke going on here,"
Yeah.
and then like by the end, like the women are like, "Yes, we're right about everything."
Definitely, it depends on like how intoxicated the crowd
Glasses go in the air.
Yeah.
Does that differ based on where you are in the country?
Yeah,
And
for
who-
sure.
Yeah.
What states?
And
What
what-
states
and
get
what-
the drunkest?
We
Well,
prefer drunk crowds.
I
Let me
don't
just
know.
say that. I do. It's so fun.
Well, and it depends like what venue, because we play a lot of theaters, we play a
Theaters,
lot of like
performing
country
arts.
music festivals, so it really depends on like what venue we're playing
Yeah.
too, So.
But then we also go in and sometimes we'll do these like clinics for a high school group or like school-aged kids.
we don't
And so,
support underage drinking.
we're not
Yeah.
we're not talking about drinking there. We're not playing women in wine, but that's just another element of something that we get to do that feels really good
So
for
rewarding.
us. And usually it's like in the morning before our show that night in the same venue, and it fuels us. It just kind of it's this amazing thing. Kids just have a magic way of giving when they don't know they're giving.
Well, and they're also great judge of which song is gonna work, because
Yeah.
they don't hold back. If they like a song,
Let
they're
you
gonna be
know.
great, and if they're not feeling it, then we know. Okay, they
Maybe
told
we
me
don't
that. So it's just been fun, and it's inspiring, because that's all. I mean, we all started singing when we were young in school, and we kind of want to give back to.
We had people
All the
tell
dreamers.
us to go and do it.
Yeah, the dreamers.
to move to Nashville.
Do
you know,
it.
lots
So
of crazy things. We've been told to do lots of crazy things that we're all doing,
Yeah.
and we love to be able to go and kind of
Give
spread
back.
that message. Tell them that there's something else that they can do with their violins besides just play in an orchestra or with their voices. So it's really cool.
That's awesome. And lastly, what is your biggest goal for this record? Like each one of you.
Biggest goal, gosh, I hope it has wings.
So for me, this is my. I've been in the band 6 months. They call me Baby Spice, and I am like still, pinching myself that I get to do this with these awesome ladies that are now my sisters. So for me, it's just kind of continuing to evolve as a part of this band and sharing these experiences. I, did it by myself, and together is so much better. So.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to say that I hope it leads us to the Opry stage.
It's a good goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's happening.
That.